How you doing? I'm Christopher James here at the official weigh-in for XFC 17 Apocalypse. And if you don't know this man by his face, you're certainly going to know him by his moniker, the voice, Michael Schiavello from Hdnet. Michael, as always, how are you?
Pleasure, Christopher. Good to be back here.
So, you've come around the XFC for a little while now. What's your take on the improvements that they made to step up and be partying with Hdnet the way they do?
Massive improvements. Every time John Prisco does a show, it seems to get better and better. The thing that I like about John, that I've told Hdnet so many times, is I don't think there's a better matchmaker in all the shows that we do than John Prisco. There's never one-sided fights, there's never lopsided fights. He doesn't try and gift anybody victories. He doesn't try and groom anyone on a silver platter. When people come to fight for the XFC and they fight under John, they know they're here to fight, and there's no gimmies, and that's one of the things I love. I'm always going to see good fights here at the XFC.
You know, and coming from you, you've been all over the world. You call shows for Bama and Titan and everybody else, you know, and you watch the UFC, and you still stand by that John Prisco, best matchmaker?
For sure. I think John knows his stuff, and the good thing about John is some of the time I don't know who these fighters are, and I can sit down with John and he'll just rattle them off, and he's got all the stats and all the facts and all the history, and he sells me the fight every time. And whenever John sells me the fight and I understand the reasoning behind his matching of the fight, it gets me excited and it helps make my job easier. And when I'm excited, the viewers can get excited, and it all works really well. I think John just brings together a beautiful show, great audience, and like I said, there's never a dull fight on XFC.
You know, speaking of non-dull fights, there's a couple on this fight card that have a little heat building up before the show. Felice Herrick and little Patricia Vidanek. There's some little war of words, shall we say, going on.
You got two women here who are very highly credentialed, two completely different fighters. One girl who likes to, you know, wrestle a lot more, another girl who's a fantastic Muay Thai fighter, but market themselves completely differently. You know, Felice is, as I said, on Inside MMA. I see her like a young Britney Spears of mixed martial arts, the blonde hair, the great personality, beautiful looking, and the skill set to back it up as well. Patricia is not so, you know, glamorous as Felice, but you know, she'll take her digs at her as she has on Twitter. And today we did an interview with Patricia, and you know, she basically said, I want to be a positive role model for people. I don't want to be just someone that people jack off onto. You know, so it's a really contrasting styles, both fight styles and marketing styles between the two, and the bad blood between those women is genuine. It's not often you get a bad blood fight where two women don't like each other, but they generally do not like each other.
So what do you see in this fight? Where do you see it going?
It's a hard one to call. You know, I've seen a lot of Felice, haven't seen as much as Patricia, but she has great credentials. Comes off a loss to Jessica Aguilar last time out. Felice comes off a loss to Carla Esparza last time out. So, you know, two women who were very effective on the ground, beating both these girls last time. They both need to get a win tomorrow night. You know, it's going to be who can stamp their authority very early on in the game. I think if Felice can stick and move and use her striking, get out of range, and not allow Patricia to put her hands on her and take her down, then Felice should be able to win it. But it's going to be a tough fight.
It's going to be a real tough fight.
Yeah.
And now there's another fight on the card that's garnishing a lot of interest all over the world. This kid's popularity since the first time he appeared on Hdnet and XFC, Nick Newell. Over 1.5 million hits on YouTube. The kid was born as a congenital amputee, and here he is. He's 6-0, coming back. What do you think?
Kid's an inspiration. You know, wherever I talk to people, everyone's like, "Whoa, how about that one-armed fighter on XFC? How about Nick Newell? He's been such a hero." And the thing that Nick does is not only, you know, he's got the born with congenital amputation. He's only got half of his left arm, but his skill set is superb. I can't only imagine what he'd be like if he had two full arms. I mean, the kid is crazy, undefeated. What is he? 5-0, going to go for 6-0 tomorrow night. 6-0 already. Sorry, 5 fights by submission wins, 1 by knockout. I mean, and his heel hook is just vicious. That time he beat Dennis Hernandez last time out, that was crazy. And as you said, a huge YouTube sensation. And I wish nothing but the best for Nick. And I think he's going to keep the winning record alive tomorrow night. He's awesome.
It's going to be an amazing night of fights. So before I let you go, tell us what you think. What's going to be the fight of the night on the card?
You know, for me, the two we talked about, I mentioned the same on Inside MMA. I think Felice and Patricia, the bad blood between them, two generally highly credentialed women, is going to be awesome. And Nick Newell, you can never go wrong. It's always exciting. But Chris Coggins, you know, Nick's opponent, no slouch, man. He's also like 5-1, 6-1, trains like an absolute demon, trains 3 times a day, basically lives in the gym, says he's going to go to town kicking out Nick's legs. And, you know, I don't think Nick's ever had anyone really go at him like that, especially attacking his legs. It's going to be interesting. And, you know, I can't wait to see what goes down. I want to congratulate you as well on your appearance in the Muppets recently as Dr. Teeth, reprising your role. It was fantastic.
Well, thank you. I mean, I worked really hard on it. I was practicing, you know, and they came to me and said, "You want to do it again?" I said, "Sure, why not?"
You reunited the Electric Mayhem. It's great to see.
It's the greatest band ever. So if you don't know about it, you should check it out, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Anyway, it's always great to talk to this man. He does it all. You check him out on Hdnet. He's on Twitter at Schiavello Voice. What else? Where else can they find you, Michael?
Join me Friday night, tomorrow night, with this man, Christopher James. I love working with him. Yeah, on Twitter, Facebook, hd.net, all of it. See you then.
Thanks a lot.